Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Champions Cup. This one, I think, is the game I've been looking forward to the most for this Champions Cup weekend. Exeter Chiefs at home taking on the Vodacom Bulls. It's going to be an exciting game. The Exeter Chiefs, they've got a side stacked with talent. Same can be said about the side travelling to England for this contest. We are only sitting about 4 minutes away from this matchup getting underway. We will look through, first of all, at the Exeter Chiefs side. They will be as follows. Number 1, Scott Seo, recently transferring from the Brumbies. Number 2, Luke Cowan Dickey. He will be the captain for this matchup. And then Harry Williams there at number 3. Then Jenkins and Johnny Gray will make up the lock pairing. Dave Ewers at number 6. Chinza at number 7. And then Sam Simmons will be slotting in as the number 8. Looking through at the back line, Sam Maunder at 9. Joe Simmons at number 10, Ollie Woodburn, Rory O'Loughlin also alongside him. Henry Slade in that midfield combination. That will be a dangerous one. Jack Noe out on the right wing and Stuart Hogg, very dangerous player, slotting in as number 15. Then looking through at the Bulls, we have got there, are you going to do the Stormers game? I am not. Reason being, I'm going to be getting up for the matchup between South Africa and also Australia. Well, your readers a lobster. I am. Guess what I forgot to put on today, Jay? You never guess it, surely. All I got to do is go like that, and there's a very clear, distinctive line where my shirt was. But we also have a donation on the stream before it started, which I think is a bit of an odd one out, I guess you could say. We don't normally have that too often. TRA Sports, shout out to you if you are still here, and also oi oi there, matey. South Africa on the ropes, and then you're busy in cricket. You didn't do any cricket today. Says Coding, I did play cricket in real life, hence the fact that I'm very red. I did have an excuse though, or not really an excuse, just a reasoning behind it. For one, I didn't think it was that hot. It was. And the other reasoning was, when you're fielding in cricket and after you've put sunscreen on your arms and, your neck and everywhere that you should put sunscreen on, your hands, even when you wash them, are just slippery. And you feel like you're not going to be able to grip that ball. I thought I would be able to get away with not putting on sunscreen because it was a bit overcast at times. It stings quite a bit. Looking through at the Bulls lineup, Dylan Smith at number 1, Bismarck du Plessis at 2, and then it will be Van Rooyen slotting in at number 3, Ludwig and Swanpool. Going to be the 2 men in the locking duo. Nazim Carr at number 6, who I believe is transferred from the Wasps, if I'm not wrong there. Miller Ice at number 7, and then WJ Stinkamp at number 8. Bernard van der Linde, I believe, is the man at number 9, a name who I haven't seen too much of in recent weeks. Mornay Stain, Stravino, Jacobs, Chris Smith, and Stedman Hans will be making up the midfield. Navuko out on one wing, and then Similani slots in as the fullback. But this game is only moments away, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like the Sun won. It did. And why are you so red today? It looks strange. I got burnt. Unfortunately, it's nothing to do with the camera. It's just, unfortunately, as you can see there, Hamish is sunburnt. It got me good. I mean, that's probably a good indication too, right there. Hi, everyone. I don't see the point in this match. It's English club, and after last night, I don't care about this tournament. Bulls by 60, says Richard in there. Okay, it's a big prediction, that is for sure. But I think the Exeter Chiefs are the type of side that will really try and push the Bulls in this contest. How many runs and how many wickets do you get? Or did you get? Should I tell you guys now, or do I wait until the video goes up? I did have a GoPro on my head while batting. I also actually did a little bit of umpiring throughout our innings. So I had the GoPro mounted to my chest. So you get to see quite a bit of footage in the near future. I will. Now hear it. I think they're one of the strongest sides in the Gallagher Premiership in terms of depth of their squad, which is exactly what they want when they have to come head-to-head up against a tough side like the Bulls, because they certainly have plenty of talent of their own. Going to go like that and like that. There we go. So it's going to be Matthew Rainell in charge of this one. Game in Dublin, says Gregor there. Because I know that there's a few other matches taking place as well, aren't there? And can't wait for the footage. You'll never guess what I got first ball, though, Jay. Not a duck. I will mention that. But straight away, they tried to bounce me and get the bloody GoPro. I was like, you cheeky boys. Straight away, I guess it stood out like a sore thumb. Stood out like I do now with the red. But now it will be the Exeter Chiefs kicking this one off from left to right or right to left, depending on what way you're looking at it. But it's going to be nicely taken by the Bulls inside of their 22. This is the first rugby live stream that we've done in a week. 4 maybe, says Gregor in there as well. Now currently, box kick from Van der Linde. So Woodburn wants to line this one up. Hasn't been able to take it cleanly. In fact, it's a knock on against him. Now getting driven towards the touchline, Nassim Carr. Now, it makes sense that he's gone to a new side due to the Wasps situation. Oh dear, I'm working, so I can't hear the whole match. IQ lads, I'm rooting for the Bulls, says Ruth there. And yeah, the South African boys at the moment, they're sitting on the 5 points. They got themselves a bonus point win in their first game. Exeter Chiefs also getting themselves a bonus point win in their first game. On across nicely for the Exeter Chiefs. Stuart Hogg passes across now. Good, strong fend in the midfield. I believe that was Rory O'Loughlin now 40 metres out from the Bulls line going off to the right-hand side. David Ewers close to the touchline. Does well to keep himself in play. Something we've seen the Exeter Chiefs do many times throughout the Gallagher Premiership is just phase after phase. Pushing for those extra couple metres. Hamish got a 6 on the first ball. I can confirm that is not the case. You at least got to look at one, don't you? That's going to be the quick hands. It's gone nicely out to Ollie Woodburn. Oh, he had the man in support, O'Loughlin, but I don't think he saw him and didn't hear a call either. Currently sitting 25 metres out. Wide cut-out pass. Still driving nicely. It's like Luke Cowan, Dickey about to be dragged down. Yes, it is. Bismarck Duplessis getting on that one. And the scrum goes the way of the Bulls. Hopefully you had a wonderful cricket match. How was your batting? Says Ruth. It went all right. I don't want to spoil how many runs I got or anything along those lines. But I can confirm if I got 50, I was going to have a mango. I didn't get to have a mango, Jay. Sadly. But who knows? Was I 10 off? Was I 5 off? Was I 50 off? Who knows? Well, I do know. And the GoPro does too. I got a lot of sledging in the field, though, from the opposition. Because we were playing a side that is kind of like their first 11 side type thing. So they all, of course, know what YouTube is. So, yeah, I got a lot of stick. Even when I was umpiring, they were just, like, pretty much sledging me. Even though I wasn't even batting anymore. Now the scrum feed for the Bulls. Inside of the 22. Only 2.5 minutes gone in this match. Hopefully we don't see too many scrums. How could 23 players be allowed to turn to RDS last night and not get a fine? Or get a fine, says Richard. Turn to RDS last night. To turn up to RDS? And keep the sledging in the vid. Yeah, it's going to be entertaining because you can literally hear them so clearly through the GoPro. You can also hear me puffing badly, like, I'm so unfit, and it proves it in that video. So I'm going to have to try and turn down my puffing, but turn up the talking. Going to be a bit of a nice combination, I think. Right, the Exeter Chiefs, they win themselves a scrum penalty there against the feed. Looks like they will be taking on the 3 points nice and early on here. Only 3 minutes into the match, and they will already themselves a little bit of a lead the home side. But yeah, I should mention the plan is tomorrow we should be doing South Africa versus Australia from session 1. I'm hoping to do all of the sessions. I haven't checked to see which game of the BBL is taking place tomorrow night. But we might be covering that as well, depending on how the vocal cords are going. 19 hours away. That seems like a long time, but it's not really. Renegades versus Thunder. So hopefully we will be able to cover that game. Although the way that the Thunder batted in their last game, it might be a very quick one. Might be able to save the vocal cords. And where the bowler's nasty, our Bulls for another try soon. They weren't really nasty, I wouldn't say. Overall, like, I think it was all pretty light-hearted, really. Like, I can take some stick. I can also, like, well, I can't really give a bit of stick, but I can handle it well. So, like, they were just having fun out there overall. It's going to be nicely taken by the Exeter Chiefs, who are now 3-0 up at the moment here. I learned, fun fact, sorry, my brain's just gone back to the cricket again for half a second, but my mum, she was filming from the sideline with a different camera angle just in case the GoPro ended up stopping, and she was actually doing some kind of quiet commentary by herself, which was quite interesting. So I'm going to put little snippets of her commentary while I'm batting as well. And turn up Leinster 157-0 with 13 changes from the English club. Says Richard. Now the Bulls have got themselves positioned, currently sitting about 30 metres out from the line. Good low tackle made by Scott Seo. Like I mentioned, used to be a Brumby. And also we have got there, all I can say is ouch. Make sure you moisturise it will help, says Jay. Does look pretty bad, doesn't it? It stings quite bad as well. I think this is probably the worst sunburn I've ever had. That's going to be a great run forward. Now Similani, ex-Lions player, straight on the ball for the Chiefs. No, don't get the turnover. Stuart Hogg and his man bun don't quite get onto that one quick enough in the breakdown, and at least a spot on the outside. Close. 2 metres out from the line now for the Bulls. Firing it back across. That's going to be Van Rooyen. Cowan Dickey, surely he can't do that. No, he's just gone straight over the top, giving away the penalty. He's wondering what for. Feel like you could probably get him for a player not rolling away, losing his footing about every penalty in the breakdown that you could. It's going to be the Bulls try, though. Stravino Jacobs goes through, gets the first try of the match. What happened to the Thunder the other night? They went badly, I think is the best way of describing it. They just fell over, unfortunately. It's those in swingers that do the harm, Amish, turn at the last minute, and batsmen can't read which way it's going. Says Roof. Something that Mitchell Stark does very well. We saw that again today for his bowling. I have one that I left that I swear must have almost grazed the stump. But luckily it didn't, which was good news. Great run from Stravino Jacobs. First try of the match goes the way of the Bulls. Second European Cup try in 2 appearances. He did score last week as well. Mornay Stain, the experienced veteran, been lining up this kick. And he does get it straight down the middle. That will make the score now 7 points to 3. And was that the lowest score ever in a T20 over game? It was. And the fact that you can actually watch their whole innings as a highlight reel without it being longer than like 20 minutes is quite incredible, really. And Denny has said, hi, welcome in. You are doing extremely well at Denny. Apparently the Bulls getting themselves onto the score sheet for the first time today. The former Stravino Jacobs. So they score the first try. Exeter Chiefs scored the first point. But now that one's going to be kicked high, looking straight into the sun. Oh, it's giving me flashbacks to today. It should tan nicely, shouldn't it, Jay? Will I be a nice tanned man by the end of this? It's going high, nicely taken by Stuart Hogg, lined up by Bismarck du Plessis. Gets down to the turf, which he had to because Bismarck's been pretty good at holding men up in a breakdown and forcing the scrum option. Now Jacobs going across to the right-hand side here again. Simmons now off to Woodburn, I believe it's going to be. Charging up towards the 22 after the pain in about a week. So that'll be something to look forward to. It's already like, I feel like I could cook an egg on my forearms though. So I feel like that's something that's going to be hard to sleep with, I would think. And tomorrow is the Renegades versus the Thunder. It is. So hopefully the Thunder have been able to fire back from what they had. The Ulster matches moved to RDS 5:15 p.m. Irish time tonight, says Richard there. Back across. Sell the dummy. I believe that was the running option of O'Loughlin, who they didn't use. It's going to be a penalty going in favour of the Exeter Chiefs again. They might consider taking the 3 points again. And skin tightened yet, says Jay. How would I know? I know that if I put my finger here, stays white for a little while. And yes, try Bulls, strong team, lots of muscle. Who won the FIFA, says Andy. I believe this stage, Croatia versus Morocco is taking place in approximately 2 hours, 1 hour 50, and then the game the night after will be France versus Argentina in the final. And also Thunder was flipping loud and chucked big drops of rain here in Cape Town. Lightning was frightening, says Roof. And by the way, this just mentioned very low scoring game. It's gone very quickly. Hopefully it doesn't end tomorrow. Or it is going very quickly. Hopefully it doesn't end tomorrow, says Aiden. Yeah, both sides I think have going to probably be finished batting their first innings by the end of tomorrow. Now around the side of the breakdown, Exeter Chiefs off the rolling maul. Getting close, Bulls almost getting the turnover. Matthew Rainell once again. says that the Exeter Chiefs have got themselves a penalty advantage. David Ewers driven back a couple meters there. Around the side. I think that was weird. I think my internet just cut out, but then it came back. And did you say you're going to do the Stormers game, Amish? I am not. Pretty much that Stormers game for me starts at 6:30 a.m. And if I wasn't doing the cricket tomorrow, I would definitely be doing that Stormers game. But because it does overlap so much, it does mean that, yeah, we're going to have to sleep at some stage. And also we have got there come on the Bulls, make South Africa proud. That's from Alfonso. I'm going with my girlfriend to celebrate Christmas and New Year wish for us. Says Andy, so hopefully you do enjoy your trip. And also, hi, says Jake, welcome in to the live stream as well. Currently, the Exeter Chiefs 5 meters out from the line got themselves a tap and go. Luke Cowan Dickey just throws himself at the line, but great tackle made by Van Rooyen, who's been busy for a big tie here. Brock close to the line now. The Exeter Chiefs looking to just get over. Oh, no, they have. It's been stretched out. That was David Ewers. Managed to reach out, get himself over the line. And now Exeter Chiefs take the lead back and go into the Gabba on Monday, says Aiden. So, yeah, hopefully the match does make it to the Monday and you do get a full day worth of action. The South Africa clubs unbeaten in Europe so far, says Richard. Are they? Oh, I guess when they've been playing in Europe, yes, because I think one of the South African sides on South African soil, they drew, didn't they? If I'm not wrong, was there a loss for a South African side in South Africa? No, I don't think there was. Okay, they just want to check this one. See if David Ewers, yeah, no, this is looking fine. On the line. Thanks very much for coming. And David Ewers gets the Exeter Chiefs back into the lead for this contest. It does seem like it's going to be a little bit of a seesaw. Do you think there's any amount of lighting that will make me look less red? This, are you going to do the soccer games? Says Aiden, I won't be doing the game tonight. I don't think we'll be doing the game tomorrow night either, just because if the test match is still going, I probably can't end up staying up till 6 a.m. if the test match starts at about that 1:30 mark. Because how many overs did they lose today in the test? Does anyone know? Are they starting early tomorrow? Hamish, some cute lady to massage your injured ankle. It's magic. Or play your guitar for us, please, says Ruth. I think I would take a massage from a cute lady for my ankle. It's actually now my knee as well. And the elbow. I did way too much diving today, unfortunately. For some reason, even though I don't do exercise that often, anytime I'm on a cricket field or anytime I'm goalkeeping in football or anything like that, I just throw myself around like I'm some sort of hacky sack, and I regret it every time. Like, my knee is so bruised at the moment from landing on it repeatedly. It's swollen. It's bright red, like me. And yeah, it's unfortunate. Hey, good morning. I've got a bonus bet on Lionel Messi to score and Argentina to win. Okay, I think it's a decent shout. I mean, he's been scoring in all the other games, hasn't he? I don't think so. They played the full day. Here's Aiden there. That's going to be dropped there by Similani. Just let that one go straight through his hands. And now the Exeter Chiefs with Jack Noel have got this ball back 40 meters out now from the Bulls line. The recycle in the breakdown efficiently here, going short side again. Nice guy. I'm also probably heavily dehydrated. I don't think it was on camera, so I can say what I said at the game. Because, like, you know, when you're about to go into the crease and bat, sometimes you need a nervous one. A nervous piss. Or pee or whittle or whatever you want to call it. I don't think I've ever heard someone say I'm going for a whittle. But sometimes you just have a nervous one to get it out of your system. And I was like, I think I'm that dehydrated, I'll probably piss dust. But luckily, hardly anyone heard, other than my mum. And she said that I was sharing too much information with the group. Where's Faf du Plessis? Does he play for the Bulls? Says Ruth Faf du Plessis. Why does that name ring such a bell? But I can't see his face. Dan du Plessis, I know. He's been playing for one of these South African sides. Luke Cowan-Dickie now about to throw this one in for the line out, stolen by the Bulls. 5 metres out from their line, and Stravino Jacobs, the try scorer, gives it a big heave downfield. Jack Knoll takes it nicely, looking into the sun now. Stuart Hogg looking to run it out from the back, something that he did used to do a few years ago relatively efficiently. Duff du Plessis plays for the Scorchers. I see. Is that where that name rings the bell? Now short sight. Sitting 20 metres out for the line here. The Exeter Chiefs. Looks like there's Mark du Plessis once again really on that fine line of whether or not he's going to get penalised or not. He's very good at that. I got to bet for France winning Mbappe to score. Says Aiden Knowles, I'm going for those sneaky French to beat Argentina. Says Ruth. And is this the only game you're doing today? It is, because we have got the cricket that starts up relatively early tomorrow. Plus, we've had a relatively full day with actually playing cricket, as you can see. And Aussie also played for the Proteas. Says Aiden there, that was a big shot. Going back for the advantage now in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. They could take the 3 and get 6 points ahead, or they could go for the corner and try and get the rolling maul going again. Although last time they tried, the line out was actually stolen by the Bulls. All right, looks like they are kicking for the corner, though, the Exeter Chiefs. Going relatively aggressive here. Cowan-Dickie got an important throw for his Chiefs side. We've seen David Ewers score the first try of the Exeter Chiefs Champions Cup round 2. So I would say forward to score the next one, relatively highly likely. It will not be a back in the name of Rory O'Loughlin. He's going off by the looks of it for an HIA. And his replacement is Solomoni Kata. I got a smile on my face as soon as I recognise that man's face, because he is a dangerous runner of the ball. Now the rolling maul, starting up nicely. Luke Cowan-Dickie has it at the back. Getting close. 2 metres out, still rolling forward. Bismarck's got to be careful here that he doesn't illegally impede. It goes down. Luke Cowan-Dickie gets another, and the Exeter Chiefs now extend their lead by just a little bit more, and the crowd are very happy with that one. So Cowan-Dickie might have pinched his shoulder nerve here, maybe. 9th European Cup try and 33 appearances for Luke Cowan-Dickie. Have we still got a Jay Hayes here by any chance? Because if you are here, Jay, you mentioned about moisturising to stop the sunburn. When do you do it? Are you supposed to do it before or after a shower? I know that probably sounds like a dumb question, and it might be self-explanatory of, I assume, maybe after. Do let me know, because I feel like that might be a good idea, and it might cool it down a bit, because currently my arms feel like they're about 5,000 degrees. And now, good call. Yeah, I swear it's getting redder. Like, for a start, my hands weren't burnt, but now they still are. Now and after, it will soak in pretty quick. Says Jay. Hopefully we got some. If we don't, I know what I'm buying tomorrow. That kick's missed. It's going to be an 8-point difference between the two sides. 17 minutes gone. 15 points to 7 at the moment. But yeah, normally when I get sunburn, it doesn't actually burn per se. Like, it doesn't hurt or anything. Like, I normally can have a shower, no worries. I know some people always find it really stingy. This time, even before showering, it's stingy. So I know this is going to be fun later on. Wish me luck. It's gone high. Nicely taken by Henry Slade on the 22. Breaks through the tackle of Stravino Jacobs. In the end, I believe, would have been Nassim Carr who was able to get it. Got any aloe vera in the garden? That will work. A bit of like snot, says Jay. No aloe vera that I know of. You can buy like juice of aloe vera that you're supposed to like drink. Does that work? It's like in a bottle. It's kind of like, it looks like kiwi fruit juice. That stuff any good? I don't know how it goes drinking, to be honest. I don't think it's supposed to be that tasty, but might go right on the skin. Nice run forward again from Stinnekamp. 35 metres out from their own line here, the Bulls. Mark du Plessis, tackled by his opposite number, Luke Cowan-Dickie. No. So that doesn't work. It's a shame. I think Roof meant Fuff de Klerk. There's 8 in there. We put high with the box kick. Coming down on the halfway line. Great take from Stuart Hogg. Retaining the ball for the Exeter Chiefs now, and they'll continue to try and attack Harry Williams. Nice carry, lands on his face. Maunder pierces round the side. Nice work there again by the Exeter Chiefs. They just have such a good skill of hanging on to that ball. I bet you they drop it now that I've said that. For now, looks like, yes, breaking the line again from the Exeter Chiefs, moving up to 45 metres out. Now Maunder backs himself, and he just throws the ball away like he didn't really want it. Slam the ball down. He's disappointed. Are you drinking weed juice? Why do you have doubts about aloe vera? Says Sebastian. Hello, Sebastian. Hope you're doing well. I played cricket today, and I was a silly goose. I forgot to put sunscreen on. Well, I didn't forget. I chose not to because I didn't want my hands to be slippery. And I regret it now because I'm quite a red boy, unfortunately. I might be good for the summer tan to an extent, although that part's going to be tan and that part there is going to be completely white. You can do a Cleopatra and do a bath in milk, says Richard. I don't know whether or not bathing in milk is my style, to be honest. I feel like it does take quite a unique personality to want to get in the milk. He looks so hot today, Rhonda, like a sunrise. Oh, a suits, says Jay. And also, while these Exeter players are quick, are they doing okay keeping up with the pressure? They are. They're currently working hard, and they have got themselves another penalty at scrum time. So that is twice now that against the feed, they have won themselves the penalty. Seems like Dylan Smith and Jacques Van Rooyen just haven't quite been able to handle that extra pressure. Can't remember what it's called, but it's for sunburn relief, and it's blue. Should be able to get it from your local chemist. And we've got another donation from TRA Sports. Now, you did donate before the live stream even started. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate that a lot. And also, Eli said, are you covering the Edinburgh versus Castries game as well on another live? Says Eli. Is that the one that has taken place? Is that on currently, that game? I know we've got a few games that are overlapping, don't they? Edinburgh are currently 7-0 up over the Castries, but we haven't got another live stream. Do that one looks quite the sunburn you've got. Nice rosy cheeks. Try cucumber slices when you're lying flat. Puts them on your face, says Roof. And that's why you need to have a ginger teammate. They never forget to bring sunscreen no matter the conditions outside. Would you be disappointed in me, Sebastian, if I had sunscreen in my cricket bag, but I didn't use it? I thought it wasn't that nice of a day. Like, it got hot, but I didn't think it was like another donation of $1. Thank you very much, TRA Sports. Just rapid firing them at the moment. Nice run from Sam Simmons there as well. Now 10 metres out from the line, just didn't quite find that. Oh, it's another one. I feel like at this stage, I'll go like this. I guess I'll switch it over to that one. Thank you once again for that donation again. That one going to touch. Jack Noel just forced out, unfortunately, just didn't quite get it. That's the same one. Okay, I got confused for a second. And gingers don't have souls, but have sunscreen, says Jay. Sam Simmons is slightly ginger, isn't he? Maybe not quite a Ben Stokes ginger, but still a little bit there. There's Mark Duplessis about to go for the line out here. We got a donation from TRA, and it's got a message this time saying, love you stream. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it for your rapid fire donations. I believe it's now about $10 that you have donated. And you are one of the very, very few people who have ever donated before a stream has started. Definitely a rarity, but it is usually appreciated. And yeah, glad you are. And you've done another one. I'll leave your message one up for a bit longer rather than going back to the dollar one at this stage, just so that you still have your little message on the screen as well. But thank you very much. You're probably putting them through almost quicker than I can say them at this point. And also, chamomile lotion at works put in fridge overnight. It's got burnt to a crisp in Venezuela last year. Chamomile. Okay, I'm going to have to remember that. I'm going to put a little star next to that so that I can recognize it. Moisturizer fund. Yeah, I think that's going to have to be a thing, isn't it? Why did it seemed like a good idea to not put on sunscreen, only because, I have my wide brim hat It was overcast for a start, and then it didn't get overcast. It was quite hot. And I was like, how much for a shout out? I feel like you've already earned a shout out, TR Sports. What do you want to shout out in terms of your channel? Do you have a certain video or something like that that you do want people to view? Or is it more of the case of just your channel in general? Do let me know. I'm sure your mum would have some. I'd like to think so, although I've never seen her moisturize in my life. So maybe not. And it's Christmas ATRA. Says Sebastian, now driving forward again. Bismarck. Oh, he's been turned over. Put on his back. And just like a turtle, he can't flip over. It's going to be held up in a goal line dropout. Just channel. This TRA Sports. You be sure to check out TRA Sports. I assume you post sports. I'm just trying to look at what you've got there. I believe that's an AFL in the middle of it. Is it just AFL or have you got other sports on there as well? TRA Sports. Do let me know. Going to be the drop kick now from the goal line here. Henry Slade in charge of this. He normally gives it an almighty boot down the field. Bismarck. Send it up, getting stuck, and subscribe to TRA Sports. There you go. Just like that. Sebastian's got your link in the chat as well. It's like a sponsorship, isn't it? And I was like, who do you think will win this game, bro? Says Eli. I know that the Bulls are going to be a tough side to beat, but I think Exeter at their home ground have got an extremely high success rate. So I would say, there's another advantage for the Bulls. I think it's going to be close, but I'll say that the Exeter Chiefs narrowly sneak. And it could easily go the other way. AFL and cricket main, partially NBA/rugby. There's this TRA. And there's also, there you go. I guess that's like a perfect description. Anyway, and Sebastian has got your link in the chat as well. You have paid for the moisturizer fund from me getting absolutely obliterated by the sun. I appreciate it. I wonder if I change this light a little bit, it might look like I'm just tanned. Does that look like I'm... No, that actually looks worse. How about that one? There's no saving it, is there? I'm red and I'm going to be red for the next, 4 days. It's going to be nicely taken by the Bulls. Mark Duplessis trying to get it rolling forward now. Looks like it's almost going to go straight into touch. No, they've been able to get it back across field. Going to the left-hand side. Rush defense. Big Finn. Better offload. And now great step on the inside from the Bulls. Trevino Jacobs beats about 5 players. 2 meters out from the line. He got very close there. I think Trevino Jacobs is looking for his double. You like Mr. Krabs? He was constantly making profit. Says Sebastian, that's very close to the line. That's held up again. It's going to be another goal line dropout for the Exeter Chiefs. To be fair, I spent way too much on batteries yesterday for the GoPro. I have learned a GoPro battery lasts about 20 overs of a match. So we play 80 overs of cricket, 40 for each side. So theoretically, if I was to try and bat for a full 40 overs, I'll get to that soon, Jay. If I was to bat for a full 40 overs, it would mean that I end up with 2 batteries worth used. And then if I umpire, or if the other team has their umpire there, then it would be extra batteries as well. And unless it just sunburn distracts the attention from your big right arm, it does. Which one's my right? Is that? Okay, yeah, no, the right arm still does look bigger, doesn't it? From this angle, we'll go that way a little bit. Defensive shots with the left arm and then 6s with the right, says Sebastian. But yeah, I'm glad to say GoPro footage all recorded the way that I expected it to, which is good news. That was a really awkward fall there. Another donation from TRA Sports there. But yeah, luckily, I thought after I had done the first recording while I was batting, before I went out to go on to umpiring, I thought that I had it in time-lapse mode, which, I guess wouldn't have been the absolute end of the world. It still would have sucked, though, compared to what we could have had. We got our drinks break at the moment in this game, which is why we are talking a little bit more about the cricket, but the helmet goes up here, or the GoPro goes up there. Unfortunately, it puts the helmet down to about here. So half the time I was kind of just looking through half an eye while batting, which isn't ideal. My helmet doesn't actually go any tighter. But no, it was good. Good to get back out on a nice day. Also, TRA is on a mission on your TRA, says Jay. He certainly is. I feel like at the moment seems to be his goal to have TRA Sports written there for the whole live stream. And at the moment, he's doing a pretty good job. At the moment, only 27 and a half minutes through. Luke Cowan-Dickie, the captain of the Exeter Chiefs, currently through an 8-point lead. And also going to hop off. Get ready for the Soccer World Cup, says TRA Sports. Before you go, very, very quickly, TRA Sports, who are you picking to win Croatia versus Morocco, and who are you picking to win France versus Argentina? Did anyone receive that blasted membership in the end, Hamish? I don't know. I'll check my analytics and see whether or not anyone new joined. Do you remember? It was about 3 days ago, wasn't it, Sebastian? Somewhere around there. So he asked the ump and the captains, if you can wear your GoPro, and they said, worries, says Jay. Not really. So pretty much first innings, we were bowling. I can give that away. I don't need to hide that too much. So first innings, we didn't have any GoPro footage. We had a mum holding a vlogging camera from the side or kind of from the boundary just to get a few little clips. And then second innings, I had the GoPro on as I walked out. I batted number 3. So it was one of those ones that I guess in a way they didn't really have a choice. When I got out to the middle, I guess they could have asked me to remove it and I would have, but yeah, it was just one of those ones that they, I guess, were happy enough with me doing it. And I think it just gave them something to sledge about, to be honest. I think they enjoyed it. And then when I was umpiring, just kind of put it on and walked out there and no one said otherwise. So it was good. Sweet, says Jay Hayes. But I think because we were playing a team of kind of 16 to 18-year-olds, they were all more interested in the YouTube side of things than the cricket side of things, even though we were in a cricket match. Now, Exeter Chiefs on the 22. Another advantage. Rush defence from Statham and Hans. Left a gap on the outside. Now Ollie Woodburn with a nice step around. Jacobs look for the offload to Hogg. And neither an opener nor number 4. Oh, dear, 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 says Sebastian. I would have been opening, but it's an interesting one because I would have been opening, but pretty much there's an older player in our team who's like, he's not completely old. He's like about 50, 55, somewhere around there, maybe 60 if he's absolutely pushing it. And he pretty much said, I got to open because if I don't open, like if I sit down, my legs aren't going to keep on working because he had a big day in the field. So pretty much he took my spot opening and I moved to number 3. So then he was there. What was the final score? I guess I could tell you that. They had a very good a very good batting effort. And in their 40 overs, managed 252 or somewhere around there. Their opening batsman, I believe he went out on about 88 or so, somewhere around there. He batted very well. And yeah, they just kind of worked it around the field very nicely. I got to bowl 3 overs, didn't bowl well. Unfortunately, just line and length was off there. Rolling ball here for the Exeter Chiefs. Over again. Luke Cowan-Dickie gets another rolling ball try. Very nicely done by the Exeter Chiefs. The captain gets himself his second. But yeah, they managed 252. And I believe our team, after the 40 overs, they managed about 160. Just didn't really get going. And then those final overs of the match, like the 2 batsmen just couldn't get the ball away. Like it was just a lot of playing and missing, using up deliveries. But yeah, 160 in the end. How many reviews did your team get successful? Says Adam. Well, that's the thing, because I was umpiring and half the time I was in the main umpire spot. So there were a lot of people going like this when I wouldn't give out an LB or whether there was a little edge on things, even though there wasn't. They were just hearing noises, I think. But now, Joe Simmons. It says that Hanoi became a member 3 days ago, Sebastian. So whether or not that was your special membership or not, Not sure. I'm trying to remember if Hanoi was already a member and if he was on that live stream that you did your membership on. And that's still okay though, 4-0. Yeah, that's the thing. Our team, they haven't won a game this season. It's a very mixed team in terms of skill level and experience type thing. So we've got some players who have probably only played 1 or 2 years of cricket, and that was in the younger grades, and then also some really, I guess, experienced players, like the older ones alongside it. That's going to be knocked backwards. Straight through the hands of Stuart Hogg. That's very lucky that was a knock on, or else that would have been an easy run through for the try. Only 32 minutes through the game at the moment, and it is racing by in this contest. But yeah, I feel like to go from that game a few weeks ago that I played in, and that was my first game, to get bowled out for 78, to then push the side who were favourites to win the competition last week when I wasn't playing and get around that 150 mark. And, still improving slowly, I think, is the main thing. And I only got it over. I mean, yay, good on him. I'm very happy. There's a chance he may have, Sebastian. Surely it would let you pick it, though. Or else then it's just kind of a free-for-all, isn't it? 33 minutes through. Exeter Chiefs with the scrum who's winning tonight, Morocco or Croatia. I think Morocco have got a decent chance. But then Croatia are one of those sides that they might be really pissed off that they lost their semi-final match. So they might come out absolutely firing, have the potential to win it like 4-1. But I think Morocco should. Have to put up this box kick again here. Or Sam Maunder. Oh, very high. Ollie Woodburn likes his chances of getting onto this one. Doesn't take it, though. It's a great take from Chris Smith. Oh, a step there from one of the big men, and that was Van Rooyen again being involved. On short side, Van der Linden almost goes through. That's going to be another knock on. So the Bulls just having a few too many handling errors early on in this matchup, unfortunately. Which I think is one of those ones that if they could get those parts of their game a little bit sharper, they could be dangerous in the second half. They're currently down by 15 points, though. Does make it relatively tricky. And also, I wanted to give it to Coding because he was the first exclusive cricket viewer. Says Sebastian. I still remember he's a moderator on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, isn't he? Because that was back when we were doing some cricket over on that channel due to copyright and whatnot. Yeah, he is actually one of the moderators on there, I think. I'm sure he loves some emojis, though, wouldn't he, Coden? I think he enjoys them. And also the Christmas one, Sebastian. I've left it all year round. I feel like, in a weird way, that is quite an impressive achievement. That even though it has been almost 365 days since you created that emoji for me, and Christmas has only happened once so far in that time, we're still at it, right from start to finish. Go the Bulls, says Corne Burger. There's but the ball about to be fed in. There it is, that Christmas one. You know what? We should have it up in the top corner, shouldn't we? It's a little bit slack from ourselves. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Who are you voting for? I mean, 15 points is a large margin, but the Bulls have got potential. I'm going to go Exeter Chiefs mainly because this game's at home. If it was in South Africa, I think the Bulls would win it, but because it's away from home, I think they may just be a little bit too strong, Exeter on the road. At home, rather than the Bulls who are on the road for this game. Good tackle made by Mornay Stain again. 40 metres out from the line, Harry Williams goes back across to Simmons. Now Slade, Solomoni Kata gives it on the outside. Sam Simmons cuts nicely on the inside. David Ewers just in the field of play. Across Scott CEO, almost through. Across to the short side. Nice offload from the big men. Some skills being shown. One-on-one. Exeter in again. I believe that's going to be their bonus point. Henry Slade scores it. Very nicely done. And I was like, let's go, says Corne Burger. And Bulls are superior as they concede a try. Probably bad timing in a way, but they are a very strong side. They're currently sitting in 4th on the Champions Cup pool. All they need to be is in the top 8 They got a very good chance. Oh, they come on the Bulls. And Bulls are also losing. Says Jay there, but great run from Henry Slade there. Does nicely and just gets his face rubbed by Stuart Hogg. I'm not sure what that celebration is, whether whether or not that's like part of something. Do you normally give someone a face wash? The way of describing it. I know you guys can do it and win. Says Arnold there for the Bulls, but currently the bonus point being scored by the Exeter Chiefs. There's still a chance for the Bulls here to walk away with at least 1 point on the board. And Joe Simmons gets another one over. That's going to make the score 29 points to 0. No balls, no balls. Says Arno there. Just a little bit of skill from some of those forwards went a long way there. I believe it was actually Jenkins found that last offload up. Gave it to Henry Slade. And he ran and got the try. Just licked his hand. I think that was just to make it a little bit more grippy. And balls don't always travel that well. But I'm still hopeful, says Richard. And there. And I guess with the URC as well, the Bulls are slowly getting more and more used to having to play on the road. Although, to be fair, their game last week, a lot of people said that they had gone with a at least B team in their first match of the Champions Cup. And they went out and they beat Lyon, which is a tough side to beat in the Champions Cup, let alone any match of rugby. So I think that they probably went a little bit similar to that lineup here just to try and see whether or not would also work for this game. I have hope for the Bulls and Bulls lineup seems an experiment resting some of the best in key positions. Not sure why for this game. Says Pete Chanjo. I apologize if I've said that extremely wrong. It might be Piet Yan Yao, maybe a little bit closer there, but yeah. They are missing a few of those big name players, which might have helped them out quite drastically in a game up against the Exeter Chiefs. Definitely away from home. You do need some solid players in there, but perhaps saving them for the URC that is taking place next weekend when they go head to head with the South African side. That is another penalty won by the Exeter Chiefs. And I was like, thank goodness I never put a bet on the Bulls. Or maybe not putting one on any team would be a good idea, Aiden. Just an idea. I got the Bulls to score over 2 tries on my multi, so fingers crossed they should get it. Yeah, I see them getting 2 in this game at least. I think even 3 or 4 might be on the cards. And when does the Rugby World Cup start again? Says Corne Berger. It is starting up in 360 or 265 days, I believe it is. I'll just have a quick look, see if that's correct. 265 days. And that is going to be on the 9th of September, 2023. Joe Simmons. 20 seconds left on the clock. So I think they'll use up all of the time that they can here for the Exeter Chiefs. Just make sure there's no extra chance for the Bulls. Or do they? No, it looks like they actually want another kickoff here. That one's gone over. 32 points to 7. No balls, no, come on. Says Arno there. Now, 14 minutes through. I believe there's still time for one last kickoff. I would have thought he would use up the rest of the clock, but more than likely what's going to happen here is they'll go short here for the Bulls, look to retain it. And then if the Chiefs get it, they might put this ball into touch. That's going to be a knock-on, I believe, against the Exeter Chiefs. Double knock-on, in fact. So that will now be half-time, and it's been a very good half for the Exeter Chiefs. The Bulls, they scored the first try. Exeter Chiefs, they scored the first points of the game, but now they have gone on to score 4 unanswered tries up against this Vodacom Bulls side, who are going to have to put in a massive shift in the second half if they do want to get themselves the victory. Yeah, should be an exciting second 14 minutes of this game. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's hugely appreciated you guys all being here. As you can see, I am a bit red. I'm not normally this red. It's just sunburn. I should have put sunscreen on. I will certainly regret it in the next few days. Definitely when I'm trying to sleep. Any pressure that you put on those arms, trouble. That is for sure. But anyone wondering about streams that we have got later on in the weekend and also in the week, is going to be South Africa versus Australia tomorrow. Going to be getting underway nice and early, I believe, at about 1:30 p.m. New Zealand time, which for you guys in South Africa, that is a very, very middle of the night game. We do streams on the Rugby World Cup. Sorry for so many Q&A. No worries at all, Corne. But yes, we are going to be doing every single matchup of that Rugby World Cup when it does come around. We also cover the sevens on the channel. So anytime we have got sevens fixtures coming up in the future with the Blitz box, we are doing all those games as well. And then also a little bit of cricket thrown in there with the Proteas playing at the moment up against the Australians back again. See, Bulls have to catch up. Not many penalties so far, behaving themselves, says Roof, which is a surprise because they have got Bismarck du Plessis in their lineup and he enjoys giving away a few penalties. Kind of one of his main skills, I guess you could say, for the way that he plays. But yeah, Australia versus India in the women's cricket is actually taking place currently at the moment, I believe, in the one between England and Pakistan as well. They have just finished day one of their test match, and it is 304 bowled out for the Pakistan side. And then also, we have seen England 7 for 1 in their matchup. So it's actually going to be a 1:20 p.m. start time. Was that what they did for the first day, Jay? If you're still here, or Sebastian, or anyone who knows about when they started the matchup between Australia and England, was it 1:20 or 1:30? Either way, it's going to be a 1:20 start time tomorrow. And also up the Chiefs says, "Nate, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing extremely well. Hope you are looking less red than me. So remember to put on your sunscreen if you've been out and about, or hopefully you've been enjoying work, as I know more than likely you have still been working tirelessly over the weekend." Just showing France versus Morocco highlights. I didn't realize France had so many shots in that kind of middle period of the match. Oh, that was pretty impressive from Morocco as well. I wasn't around for the start. Sorry, I got up and I was already into the second session. Says Jay, no worries. It was a nice fun day at the cricket. Says Nate, yeah, it's good. I think that's probably the most effort I've put in terms of activity wise for a long time. Like, we fielded 40 overs in the field. It was hot enough while we were doing that. I was running around way too much. Like, I pretty much didn't need to run as much as I did, but still did. Like, if I had to go out to the boundary rather than just walking fast, I just jog for some reason. Do you stream any other sports other than rugby? We also do a bit of cricket, rugby league we have done on the past, or on the channel, for the Rugby World Cup, or the Rugby League World Cup, I should say. And yeah, other than that, rugby union, rugby sevens, and then also the cricket. And to an extent, sometimes a little bit of a few other sports. That's normally on the Kiwi Lad Sport one. Did you wear a wide-brimmed hat? Floppy one, Amish. Some fielders wear those ski glasses, says Ruth. I wore the wide floppy hat. In fact, I am going to see if I've got, yeah. That's not a good facial expression there. I look like I've just finished about 5 pounds of weed. Oh, you're not going to be able to see it properly because of the reflection. There I am. How high do I look in that picture? Oh, mate, couldn't even open the eyeballs. It was quite bright out there. Actually, when you look at that, you can see that it is quite sunny. So it was just a bad decision not to wear sunscreen. I will regret it for a little while. Might get a bit of a tan, though, in the process, which would be quite nice, but it bloody stings a bit. And also, whoever holds a Bulls player up at the try line is Superhuman or Iron Man. And also, looks like Jason Gillespie. And also, you must have betted for hours today. Look at that face. Did you get a 50, says Fluffy? Well, Fluffy, you'll have to wait and see the video that's going to be coming out in a few days' time. We have our GoPro footage of me at the crease. It was good fun, though. And you'll get to enjoy the sledging as well. Merv Hughes, skinny cousin. I'll take it. They still haven't got me a decent sized shirt, unfortunately. Pretty much because I'm only at this stage, I guess I'm part time, but now I've gone a little bit more towards the full time for the team. But because I am newer to the team, I don't have my own kit. So because of that, it means that I'm currently wearing a size 16 child's shirt pretty much. Doesn't really fit. And I was like, pay-per-view? Nah, it's not a pay-per-view. Couldn't do that. I don't even know if you can do that on YouTube, to be honest, but I wouldn't charge you guys to watch me play cricket. I like the fact that one of them, though, once he found out I had a YouTube channel, tried to shout out his Instagram, but all of his teammates were talking and they were closer to me, so I didn't actually hear what his Instagram was. It's a shame for the youngster. And Jason Gillespie was also hot, and as in sunburn, says Ruth. Mm-hmm. As I don't use the captions box, he lets Camilla Crabs, the captains box. What did I say? Captions. No, he lets Camilla Crabs use it. Yeah, nah, bring my own box, which is good news. They're just showing Argentina's goals. They were all right, weren't they? They're going to be playing tomorrow night in the World Cup final, France versus Argentina. It's going to be a great game of football. That feels warm. I don't know whether it's better to move them so that they don't go stiff or like tight as you described them, Jay, or whether you're better off just letting it go tight and then just accepting your defeat. You know, like, are you better off shaking them around, trying to... Oh, no, that doesn't feel good. I did actually also dive on my elbow quite a bit. Actually, she's a bit swollen. It's a shame, really. I'm just a mess. But currently, cricket not too far away. Oh, sorry, the rugby not too far away for the second half, I don't think, in this contest. I don't have any, like, cold items either, unfortunately. And I feel like a cold item would feel absolutely fantastic. I got nothing except defeat, and nothing will save you now except the pain and enjoy it, says Fluffy. There's a type of thingy that, like, what's it called when you enjoy pain? What's it called? It's a something cyst, I think. No, I can't think of the name. And just hope your mum or George try to slap it. A day or two. Mesocism? Is that how you say it? Have you gone to the stadiums before? When a few years ago, says Cornet. I've only ever been to Forsyth Bar and also Sky Stadium, I think, are the only two stadiums, and also the MCG in Australia. And masocism. Cricket was made for masocysts, says Chloe. To be fair, yeah, when you get out with the ball, sometimes, like, you just kind of, you take the shot and you go, that hurt, but give me another. Let me see if I can hit your way to the boundary, which doesn't normally work. Normally you get hit with the ball again. England tour of Pakistan going on. How are you feeling about the third test match, Sebastian? Are you feeling happy with how England started? I know that they lost their wicket, but are you happy with the 300 that Pakistan were able to get? And also we have got there, Hamish, ignore those. You look very distinguished. Or Graham Gooch 30 years ago. Lovely, says Ruth there. I'm still not sure what I'm doing with the mustache, to be honest. It's kind of a Movember thing, but it's been an all-year Movember. It's kind of like the Christmas emoji. It's just been around all year. Might need to... Oh, wait. If I shave it now, though, won't underneath it not be red in certain places? I don't know how to check. No, it also looks pretty red there. On a wicket as flat as the one in Karachi, bowling Pakistan out in a day's proceedings. More than I could have asked for, and aloe vera gel works wonders, says Eli. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get me some of that. Reminds me of the Barmy Army during a summer tour in Australia, says Jay. Yeah, some of those boys don't see the sun too often. Wait till he peels like a banana. It'll look like Gooch, all right, says Fluffy. Who's going to win this? My money on Exeter. I think that would be pretty safe money at this point, with them leading by 25 points. You're looking at about 3 converted tries and a try alongside that. We give them the bonus point if they are able to turn it around just like that. Currently, I believe we've only had about maybe 2 or 3 more ads, and then we're going to be back into it. I wouldn't shave either, says Jay Hayes there. Yeah. I feel like now that I've had a mustache for so long, if I get rid of it, I'll just look weird. I didn't think you could. Here's a fact for you, ladies and gentlemen. I always thought that this part of your forearm, I don't know how to do it without it, like, because I need it kind of, okay. This part of your forearm, is it true that you can't actually tan it? Because I remember hearing that, but half of my forearm there is burnt. So does that mean this side of it is actually going to tan? And also, it will take 2 days for this redness to go, says Cody. So you guys will get to see me look funny and shave while you're betting and record it on your GoPro. That would be tricky to do, but definitely a video idea for the future. You can tan it. Yeah, see, I was told you can't. There we go. That's moved it back to how it should be with the lighting. I was told that that part is always a part that stays the exact same color as your actual skin tone. Science. And also, what was the temperature out in the field when you played your match, Hamish? Did you use your nice green or new green bat? I did. Was using that green bat. The temperature probably averaged between probably 15 and 20 degrees. And go check out the bricklayers on a building site, says Jay. Or even just look at my dad. He's pretty tanned. Let's get on a summer beach holidays. I normally got badly sunburned. My mum smeared green tomato slices all over me. Worked well, but I hated it, says Richard. And also the England ladies are in the Caribbean right now. They'll return some proper Mrs. Clauses when the tour is done. And Sebastian. Yeah. I guess because I don't go out in the sun too much, that probably doesn't help either. And probably is why I have tanned quite drastically. But they are currently saying we are standing by to join live coverage as soon as it begins. So don't go fast. So they've run out of ads is pretty much the best way of describing that. And now they are just waiting for the Champions Cup game between the Exeter Chiefs and the Bulls to get back underway. But as soon as it does, we'll be doing the commentary once again, ladies and gentlemen. But do let me know, can the Bulls at least put a little bit of a fight back into this matchup? I'd like to think they can at least get themselves within 15 points. Next to have this match by the neck. Bulls leg them. Oh, come on, the Bulls. His roof. But yeah, we haven't really seen much of a fighting spirit here from the Bulls as of yet. Like I mentioned, they scored the first try. Stravino Jacobs went in and got it, but then we've just seen so many other tries from the Exeter Chiefs. I've heard that you can put Greek yogurt on your bum hole. It does nothing for the sunburn, though. Hope this helps. It certainly does, Jay. I feel like there's some experimental behavior for science, of course. As long as you say it's for science, you can do anything you want to. Not really. There are certain lines in the sand. Australia in strong position due to Travis Head on day one. Yeah, he's really having a great summer for the Aussies because they were in a little bit of trouble as well, losing those wickets. Early on, Warner gone for a golden duck. Ring tanning is a thing, yes, says Fluffy. I guess so. I'm not really experienced in that department because, I mean, my whole body isn't tanned, let alone anywhere else, you know. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. They're just showing highlights of the Warriors when they were playing up against the Cronulla Sharks, I believe it was. But now the coverage has started back up for the Champions Cup. 40 minutes. Find out who will get themselves the victory. Some bleach. And it's what the used to say in Poland. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, we're going above and beyond. Sebastian, yeah, to infinity and beyond, just like Buzz Lightyear. many Toy Story movies are there now? Are they making any more? I'm a Kiwi roofer over in Queensland. I literally get cooked on high heat every day. Lucky on Pacific Island. I don't feel weird. I come check out the summer over here, says Eli. And I'd imagine you get a crook back, says Fluffy. Now, Mornay Stain. Going to be kicking this one off long. How many runs he scored? Do you won? Our team did not win. I won't reveal how many runs I was able to get for myself yet because we have got GoPro footage of me batting and we'll probably end up uploading that on the channel in a few days' time. So you guys can see exactly how I ended up going. But I'm trying to work out the best way of laying out the video because we've got footage from quite a bit of the match. I think we've got about 3 hours worth of footage, and now it's about trying to either put it together with maybe a voiceover, a little bit of a story behind it, or whether we just have it laid out like a vlog type thing. But I didn't really do too many vlogging intros or anything along those lines. Nice step there. Stedman Hans. Nice carry. Tackled by Sam Maunder. Don't wear baggy shorts while roofing. Burn nutsacks suck. Says Fluffy. That's a good bit of advice. Now, nice step up the middle. Another run from Smith. Running low on the clock at the moment. I know 39 minutes is a long time, but they cannot afford to blow too many of their early chances. Great run forward from WJ Stenkamp. Stedman Hans lurking. I like how they said it was WJ Stenkamp and they talked all about his statistics, but it was actually Miller I. So I trusted the commentators. I shouldn't have. I was just put it raw without editing. It will take a little bit of editing. Like I mentioned, it's about 3 hours long, and there are certain parts of the match that don't actually have like recordings for. So when we were bowling, we probably got the first 10 overs and then every maybe 4 or 5 overs. So it wouldn't really make too much sense. Our innings, we also missed probably about maybe 10 to 15 overs of the matchup as well, just with different parts. Are you doing any other games today? Says Gareth. Not today, mainly because we're getting up earlier on so that we can do the cricket taking place tomorrow afternoon. Take a lukewarm bath with vinegar. That will take away the sting of the burn, says Johan. Then 100 nugget challenge. It's for science, says Sebastian. Yeah, that was one thing we unfortunately didn't get to do when the boys were all down, was the chicken nugget challenge, which we'll have to get going at some point. And roll around in fresh Waimate cowpats helps with the sting, says Fluffy. Well, if it's for science and we got to test it, I guess. It is what it is, isn't it? Currently on the halfway line, the Bulls. Again, getting driven backwards with some good defense from the Exeter Chiefs. That's going to be another knock on. This time it was actually dropped. Believe who was that? It looks like Lionel Mapo, but I think it might have actually been Nassam Carr. Also attracts Waimate ladies, says Fluffy. Oh, going back for the knock on. Solomon Kata also having a bit of a handling error there. Also ex-Brumbies player. And alongside that, bit of time at Moana Pacifica. Are you supporting the Queensland Reds? In the next state of origin, Gareth? Or just in general? And eat the mushrooms that grow from the cowpats. And lol, yes, says Fluffy. Surely they're good like fibre or something, aren't they? A few carbohydrates in each of the shrooms or mushrooms. Because you are red. You got me there, Gareth. I am quite red, yes. Unfortunately. I think I'm going to be red for a little while. I had sunglasses on at one point, as you can probably tell a little bit. Another penalty advantage in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. That one went backwards. The referee says play on just for now. Stuart Hogg almost piercing his way through. Wasn't out. Now he was, yes. And they will be going back for another penalty in favour of the Exeter Chiefs. I've heard Simply Red are looking for a new guitar as boss. Hey, at least it's taken away from the one arm bigger than the other, isn't it? Maybe that's why I didn't put sunscreen on. But also, no, I thought it was just not as hot as it was. I think the overs that really got me was probably when I was bowling because I didn't have my wide brim hat on it. I left it down on the boundary. Penalties conceded 10 against the Bulls with only 2 against the Exeter Chiefs. Luckily, though, I should mention this part. Oh, no, that's a bit tender around there. But my neck isn't actually too bad, which is good news. It's just the forearms and the face that are stinging very nicely. Did you watch the Hamilton Boys versus Grade College finals? I did end up missing it. That was on the Rugby Pass YouTube channel, wasn't it? If I'm not wrong, Roman Soldiers. I said that very weird. Sam Simmons around the side, almost able to get themselves possibly another try here for the Exeter Chiefs, but it's stolen by Sam Carr once again, giving away the penalty. Which channel and day we upload the vlog video? It will be on this channel. I'm not sure of the day as of yet. The Exeter Chiefs just took the quick tap, scored the try, and they now move up to 37 points here. But yeah, pretty much with the BBL that we're doing most nights, and also the test match between Australia and South Africa, I'll be able to keep you guys updated with when I am actually getting close to that video being finished. There's 3 hours to go through with a couple angles for about an hour or so, audio to sort out, and I guess editing to do, try and make it into something that's watchable. Nice work, though, from Luke Gowan. Dickie, he's actually got himself a hat trick now. All the cheers, Cole. It's quite nice. Gets the face washed from Stuart. What's up with Stuart Hogg and touching all his teammates' faces today? That's just this new thing. You are pinker than the Exeter strip, says Gavin. It is quite a dark pink, isn't it? The Exeter Chiefs. Got a yoink, yeah. My elbow sunburnt? What's that? Oh, that's the other bone. I thought there was a random lump, and to an extent there were, or there was, but it's part of my arm. Nicely taken on the halfway line here. It's not really enough attack coming here at the moment for the Exeter Chiefs. Another good tackle made. That time it was Navuka. Tackled nicely. Another handling error. It's another knock on, though. And it's just not working. Well, he's telling them to wear sunscreen, says Jay. Looks like a decent day in England as well. I've seen a Chiefs lineup prior to the game. Very strong squad. I don't expect a thrashing of this proportion, says Sebastian. And yeah, they've been putting it together very nicely out the Exeter Chiefs. I always knew they were going to go decent. I just thought that the Bulls would also probably go decent in this game. But Exeter at home, they're a tough side to beat. Now, Sebastian, you'll have to forgive my arrogance. Or my ignorance, I should say. So, Exeter Chiefs versus Harlequins. They had an absolute blinder of a game that went right down to the wire. Was it the Exeter Chiefs? They stole that game right at the end, didn't they? When they were going back and forth earlier on in the Gallagher Premiership. I believe we covered that game, and it was Christ Chinza ran down the wing and scored that final minute try in extra time. Was I correct with that statement? And once the Bulls score another try, they should get the ball going for them. Still Chiefs to win, though. And there was a great game. Says Fluffy and Bulls played a game on Friday, apparently, so half the team isn't there. Says Gareth. We should be a spokesperson for melanoma awareness, says Fluffy there. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity of being able to get myself a moisturizer sponsorship, isn't it? And thanks for bringing that up, you heartless mother. I'm sorry. I could remember that it either was that way around or the other way. But I also remember my favorite, or one of my favorite Harlequins games, Sebastian, was Harlequins versus Wasps from a couple years ago, when they did end up getting themselves that last minute try of Marcus Smith to win the game. That made me a little bit further in the good books. Plus, did they win it last year or the year before? The year before, I think it was, wasn't it, the Harlequins? Who won it last year? Was it Leicester Tigers? I can't actually remember. I think they did. It's going to be another penalty. This time it is against the Exeter Chiefs. Chris Chinza, the man who's actually been penalised for that one. They did have the ball as well, but yeah, cleaning the other man past the Muppet, or sorry, past the breakdown. And now the Bulls, another attacking opportunity. Match stats, we have seen actually similar meters made, 84 meters in favour of the Exeter Chiefs, which is understandable with the amount of ball that they've had from those mistakes. I feel like I should put my Sunnies on, says Jay. And Tigers in 2022, Quins in 2021. And I was like, what's good, says Nate. And past the Muppets, says Sebastian. Yeah, it was a bit rough to the guy in the breakdown, wasn't it? He called him Muppet. 30 metres out. The Bulls need a try here just to try and get themselves towards that try bonus point, which is 4 tries. Was there a clear release? That's a lot of pressure there. Matthew Raynell tries to make a tackle. Didn't quite get it in the end. I'm going off to the right-hand side again now. Good clean out. Who is that? I think that might have been Miller Hayes. Was able to do well. Stedman Ahana watching all champs games today. Says Gareth, I just wish they were in the middle of the night and I would be doing the exact same thing, watching along with all the matches because there's going to be some pretty good ones. Well, it looks like London Irish versus Stormers is a game I'm intrigued with. I think the Stormers should be able to win that, but you just never know. In the Champions Cup, another handling error. This time, then it went backwards. No, they said it was a knock-on. So, it's now going to be the Chiefs who do get themselves a scrum. And also, well, he does resemble a beaker, pinkish red meat. See, it's fluffy. Okay, it's going to be the Bulls, actually, with the scrum PD. And Clermont and La Rochelle games should be the best. In fairness, when you trail by 30, you deserve to be called a Muppet, even by one of the kindest streamers, says Sebastian. Yeah, I feel like the only person I've been slightly savage to in the past 6 months is Rajni, when he was saying that he wants to do the naughty dancing with my mother and my girlfriend, who I didn't have at the time. I think he was the only one. I actually ended up calling him. I'm 23, but I was about to say I called him the B word, which is pretty bad. Now, Van der Linde, he likes the short side, gives it off now to Nassam Carr. Great work from Ollie Woodburn. Almost, yeah, they do get the turnover. Ball security has been poor from the Bulls. And did you watch Baba Razam betting today? I did not. I was actually playing cricket myself, so I missed him betting, unfortunately, for us. And that's not the Bulls team, says Taya there. And also there, Bruce says Fluffy. Yeah, that's the one. Called him Bruce. It's quite a fun clip. I think I've actually got it on my phone. What happened for that one? Thank goodness I never placed a bet on the Bulls. Like I said, maybe best not to place a bet on any side. Better way to go. So much less stressful watching sports. You can take some deep breaths. Just enjoy the game for what it is. It's exciting stuff. That's just falling over the front of the breakdown for the Exeter Chiefs, but it is now going to be rolled back by Van der Linde. My face looks a weird colour when I do that because my face around these parts doesn't know whether it's supposed to be white or red. And Brian Martis and Steve Smith got out early today. I think Bubba has a high chance of becoming number 1 test in test ranking. He had a wee way to catch up though, didn't he, Bubba Razam? Enjoy more light-hearted muppetry, shish muppetry. He said he was going to be disappearing till New Year, and then he came back. Wow, that's a big bit of contact there between two big men. But Alev going out, Navuka not quite able to keep that one in the field of play. Also, Hamish, what's your favourite shot? I love slog, sweep towards mid-wicket. I suck at that shot. I would say my favourite shot is a classic drive down the ground. I enjoy it. Just one of those ones in bro Jay. And this is, there's Moni Vasahi. They're going to be coming out onto the field now. That is replacing Scott Seo, who's done pretty well in the scrums. We've seen the scrum penalties really going the way of the Exeter Chiefs. And also, Cephas Scott makes his way out onto the field. That is for Harry Williams. Now, a whole new front row for the Exeter Chiefs. Dave, viewers, shot put into him. Now, only a few metres out from the line here, the Exeter Chiefs just trying to build up a little bit. And also, we're able to see Henry Tuolangi's son play for Papignan. He's huge. I haven't seen him yet. But if he's anything like his dad, he's probably going to be able to run over the top of people. And also, my bad, we don't work on the weekend, boss, says Nate. Oh, okay. So you get a nice day or two just to chill out pretty much. And this is Bulls exit, says Mimania. And also, oh, I can read that out, Joe. But I've certainly read it in my head. 26 minutes left. He's 150 kg. Bro, where are you from? I am from New Zealand. So we don't normally get this much sun, but we got a bit today. And it hurts a bit. And I was like, this mother's going to run out of hands soon. Cheers, Nate. Now, little chipper behind from the Bulls. Oh, it sits up. That will be the try. And that will be Chris Smith who gets it. Great try from Chris Smith. That's the second try that they've scored. The big thing here is they need 2 more tries to get themselves a bonus point in this contest. And it's still 27 points away. Whew. We do enjoy a yawn, we do, I tell you. But 1:20 p.m. will be when our next live stream is started, ladies and gentlemen. And that will be the matchup between South Africa and Australia. We'll probably schedule it relatively close to after this live stream so you guys know where to find it. 150 kgs, big lad, my lord, big lad. Oh, so will you watch Pakistan versus New Zealand series starting at 26th of December? We might be doing some of that test match. Depending on when it starts, it may overlap with South Africa versus Australia a little bit. So we have to do a bit of pick and choosing of which one we're going to be covering. I'm from somewhere near nowhere. Anyway, it's near Jupiter. See his Nate there. Am I the other? Couldn't speak there for a second. Am I the only one who back at school, like, just loved looking at pictures of the planets and being like, whoa, ain't they lit? I think I need to drink more water. Sunburn makes you tired. You buried yourself on George's farm. Or if you buried yourself on George's farm, they will pluck you out like a beetroot, says Gareth. Yeah, I'm from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, says Fluffy. See Van Herden coming off the field or coming on the field in Grondona. It is Santiago Rondona. Oh, Los Pumas. Another run down the wing. Solomon Kata goes through, scores the try for the Exeter Chiefs, and they fire back now very nicely. This is my young team Bulls, says Charlene there. And I just flew to get a better reception of the Kiwis. Kiwis show, says Nate. And I was a beetroot on burgers, acceptable? Discuss. I haven't ever tried a beetroot. I've always looked at them and been like, they look a bit dodgy. So I feel like that statement in its own has probably made people kind of do a little bit of a stutter look there. But yeah, no, I've never had beetroot on a burger or a beetroot in general. And also we have got, I'm sorry, but Bubba will smash your team. Sorry, but universal fact, JK, you're a very dangerous team, says Perez. Solomon Kata up the Warriors, says Nate. And I like to stare at Uranus. Classic, says Fisher. I feel like that's on that same level of writing, like, on a calculator upside down, certain words. Some of you guys will know what word I'm talking about there. Starts with a B, ends with an S, and has ubi in between. Right, kick to come here. It's relatively tough. And they have renamed it to Erectum last year. Says Gareth, is that good? No. Goes away to the side. The score will remain with a 30-point difference between them. Only 23 minutes left in this contest, but it has been a solid performance from the Exeter Chiefs. They just seem to be able to fire back as soon as the Bulls score one. They just get going. My grand makes a very dangerous tee and an unexciting young Bulls team, says Mimania there. It looks like the Bulls starting to make a few more changes. Lombard onto the field. That is for Van Rooyen. I feel he's had a pretty decent game overall. It is going to be also Makwanwana making his way onto the field. That is for Steenkamp. And then I believe also number 22 out there. And also we have got, you think in the next 100 years human life can live or it can start on Mars? It's hard to say really. Because you think about where technology was about 20 years ago and the fact that, like, everyone had landlines even only, like, 10 years ago. And now it's like everyone's got a cell phone. So I think they'll get along slowly. It's just more trying to work out what to do to fill in the time while you're on Mars. Like, what are you going to do? You gotta look at stuff. You'll get bored of looking at stuff, surely, after a little while. And I was like, human life hasn't started on Earth, says Fluffy there. Never write my team off the Bulls, says Charlene. All on the outside. Stedman Hans driving up forward nicely. Like it could have been close to a possible high tackle here. On a ball plays half. Tackled by the big man. Number 18, Osefa Scott. Back across there. Nice ball. No, he's dropped it again. Now Woodburn on the outside. Kick downfield. Just to find some space. But it's slowly curling. Now number 22 has to clean it up. Put the kick downfield. Does manage to find Dutch. And Oz Amish would blend in perfectly on Mars, the red planet. Yep. I sure would. The thing is, because I was so pale beforehand, it's just so obvious, isn't it? Like, if I was already slightly tanned and I look a little bit red, I'd be like, yeah, it's just a bit hot. But then I can't get away with it. If I put this arm, no, you gotta. If I sit like this, that really makes the right arm look bigger than the left, doesn't it? Where's my flying car? They promised me a flying car. And yeah, and also, or a red dwarf. I'm not that sure. Mark Duplessis off the field and Funsell. Nice short ball from the Exeter Chiefs, looking to bring up the 50 runs on the board here. Although the Bulls have been able to turn it over, they put it into touch though, unfortunately again. How's Hamish, brother? How are you, mate? You're all cool, no worries. Says Bertie V, and my Bulls are getting a hiding here. Says Bertie, I'm doing very well, Bertie. I'm a bit burnt, as you can see there, but doing well enough. And yeah, it's good to hear that you are doing well for yourself as well. Are you following the cricket, Bertie? Tomorrow, South Africa versus Australia. It's actually the worst possible time for the game to start in South Africa, I've learned. They're starting at about 2 a.m. in the morning or somewhere around there. At least no one drew dicks on you with sunscreen. That is true. Could have been worse. And somehow, it could have been also on my fingers, I guess. That's about the only way it could have been worse. I can see, brother, you got some burn. Says Birdie, yeah. Should have put sunscreen on when I went to play cricket. That was a mistake on my part. That one hasn't found touch from the ball. Another mistake. That's going to be the knock on there, unfortunately, from the young number 23. I believe there was Josh Hodge. Is he any relation to Reese? He looks more English than Australian. And yeah, that batting of South Africa was appalling. And God, I love to slap your arm with a wet towel. Oh, even just imagining that. Oof, that would hurt. Really, really bad. 19 minutes left. Another scrum. On the Bulls have it in their favour. But they'll be disappointed with how this match has gone. From start to finish, they've just looked below par. Unfortunately, I thought this game was going to be a lot closer than it is here. Who knows? Maybe they can fire back a little bit later. Running a bit low on time, though. And happy holidays, everyone, says Betty V. Right back at you, mate. Hopefully you do enjoy the Christmas period. Now, Morne Stain. Wide can't outpass. Savino Jacobs inside ball. Good tackle made on Similani by Jack Knoll. Now with a bit of a counter ruck there. Ball bounces out the back. Still on the side of the Bulls. We have to go for the kick in behind. Looks like they're going for the 50-22, although it was taken back. And that kick has gone out. Unfortunately, the wrong side of the flag. Like they've said, almost a brilliant kick, but that one backfires. And happy holidays, Betty. The pain tomorrow will feel very close to the same after getting a tattoo, says Jay. Ooh. Yay. I think as long as as long as I'm not suffering from either heat stroke or like proper dehydration, I'll be happy enough. Like, yes, the pain will suck. And we're going to be sitting in the same spot for about 8 hours tomorrow if we do all of the cricket, but she'll be all right. Fingers crossed. Apparently, all you need to do is just have a real hot shower tonight. and then take the sting out of it, and then it will just tan. And get a Kiwi Lads tattoo on your sunburned arm, says Fluffy. See what, even getting a tattoo by itself at times, I assume is painful enough, let alone getting a tattoo on top of sunburn. Also, don't know how that would go. And also, we have got there, drink water and moisturize every hour or so. That's all I do, says Jay. And does that stop it peeling, Jay, or will it still peel? I guess it would just make it a smoother peel, will it? And slightly less painful. Take the pain like a man, even if it's a Kiwi man, says Gareth. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those weird ones that, do you ever find when you get repetitive pain, this is going to sound like what they mentioned earlier on about masochism or whatever it was, but do you ever find when you get the same pain over and over again, eventually you just kind of sit there and you kind of tough it out and you're like, that's all it's got. And no, eases the pain and severity a little bit, says Jay. And although the French are favourites to win the Sunken Rainbow Warriors, we got a back Argentina to win, says Nate. And my gran always said hot bath with some vinegar takes the burn away, says Birdie V. And also stuffed kiwi for Christmas dinner. I don't know whether you're allowed to do that. My dad won a ham at golf today, which I know is a bit of a weird transition from what we were talking about. But yeah, he's been aiming to win a Christmas ham, and he's managed to do it. Yeah, internal and external hydration apart from those, all you can do is either take it or snap out of it, says Sebastian. So yeah, I think we're just going to take it, which sounds like a weird statement, but we know what we're talking about here. It also, or more so, helps protect the skin while it repairs, says Jay. And also, we have got there, I sound like a metrosexual. And golf ham, says Fluffy. And we will be back for the hashtag Bulls, says Charlene. 10 minutes left. Harlequins, or sorry, not Harlequins. They are playing later on tonight, though. Up against, no, sorry, tomorrow night they're playing, aren't they? The Harlequins in the game up against a French side. Who are they playing tomorrow night, Sebastian? Who they got? How's it, Sebastian? All good, Bertie? It's Sebastian here as well. 14 and a half minutes now left on the clock. This game's gone racing 92. That's the side. Moisturized with iron fillings, or filings, sorry, and sawdust. There's Fluffy. Nice step from the youngster. Hodge looks for the offload, doesn't get it away in the end. 40 metres out from their own line now for the Exeter Chiefs. Nice run. From Christ Chinza. Firing it back now onto the left-hand side with the draw and pass. Another offload. They're just getting the ball. Oh, it's going to be dropped. I was just about to say they're just having so much more success with handling. Then they dropped it straight away. Now back across. The ball's only 22 metres out from their own line. 2 more tries will get them a bonus point, no matter what the result is in this game. Oh, he tried the offload. It's going to be a knock-on against you Bulls. Bit of a shame there. Now it looks like it's going to be another drinks break. It is relatively hot there at the moment. What's that pink stuff that Mum used to lather their sunburnt kids in? Pink stuff. Tums? No, Tums is for stomachs, isn't it? And I don't even think we've got that here in New Zealand. And well, if I'm brown and I'm out there in the sun, does my skin go ABs? Oh, a burnt Murray boy, says Nate. And yeah, and I squeeze lemon juice into my eyes for a toughness boost. How do you think lemon juice would go on a sunburnt arm? I have a lemon tree outside of the window. I was going to say if anyone donates a massive sum of money, I will squeeze lemon juice onto my sunburn, but I'm not that mental. So I think I'm all right. And does the time stop when they have the breaks? It does at this stage. So time stopped at 66 minutes, 51 seconds. Try it now, says Slay. No, I'm good. I'm all right. Looking like as the French roast beef, says Gareth there. Also, top stuff says Birdie V. Hollywood burn here, though. I was like, castrated Bulls, says Michael. Yeah, they've been anticlimactic in this game at the moment. Is that LaBeouf from Fluffy? Is that the Just Do It reference, possibly? Shia LaBeouf. Fun fact, when we were at high school, the prefects pranked one of the teachers by filling up all of his walls of his classroom with pictures of Shia LaBeouf. I actually edited that video for them. Little fun fact that probably no one cared about, but there you go. Big scrum again from the Exeter Chiefs, but I believe it's actually going to go onto the side of the Bulls for half a second until Matthew Raynell gives another penalty in favour of the home side. The Bulls just can't catch a break here. They're giving away so many penalties in a row. I think it's about 15 penalties against about 4. And also, they need younger blokes. Bismarck and Mornay alone bring the team's average age up to 310. And we were in a high school audio video club. We didn't have one of those. We had like 25 people in our year. And maybe about 200 in the school, 250, somewhere around there. So, no, they weren't really clubs like that or anything along those lines. It's just more I just edited because I had grown up watching YouTube and doing my own videos, secret ones that you guys haven't seen. It was in the debater club. The I was about to make a reference, Jay, but I know that then it would come back to the right arm, left arm club or the left arm reference. I'm off to moisturise my Nan. See you at the cricket. It's Fluffy. We'll see you later on. That's a little bit of a mistake. Now, believe that's going to be another try. No, hold up there. I was picturing you as Neil Goldman from Family Guy. This is Gareth. And also, we have got there 29 likes. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. Says Birdie V. It looks like Raynell. Is he going to go upstairs? I feel like he's got to here. It looked pretty close. Jumped onto it. And just the spin one way and spin the other for Fluffy said Nan in there. Oh, I moisturise my Nan, yeah. It's a very good thing to do. I guess you could say a good deed for the day. Running forward. Once again, David Ewers, nice one. That's going to be now the penalty of the Bulls. The Exeter Chiefs came in through the side. 10.5 minutes left on the clock. The Bulls need to get a move on. They need 2 tries here. You can ball toner or you can ball toner. You can buy ball toner, I assume that is. It's a real thing. An early Christmas present from Fluffy to his Nan, says Sebastian. That'd be an interesting one to say. Like, because some people would be like, oh, that's nice. And then other people would be like, that's a bit weird. Antonio Bulls, it's 2022, baby. Says JO's only for another 13 days. I remember, like, we were in that stage of saying, like, you can be whatever you want and, like, do a whole heap of random stuff because it's 2022. What's it going to be like in 2023? Are we going to go back to, like, kind of normal-ish, or do you think it's going to be even worse? Everyone's going to get more, I guess, offended by everything that happens in the world. Nice drive. Marcelo, dummy, Bud Van Rooyen. Oh, in fact, no, sorry, that was Keegan Johannes. Kicked him behind. Mornay Stain tries to chase after it. Knocked the ball out of the hands of Hodge. Now it's going forward for the Bulls. Oh, no. The 2 players couldn't agree on who was taking it. I believe that's going to be the knock-on. Navuka, unfortunately. It's just poor. I reckon 2023 will be all right. I'm hopeful anyway. Worse, says Jay. And fun has only begun. Past the point of no return, says Jay. These 2 both ran for the ball. I believe Navuka might have knocked that ball. See, that one's Keegan Johannes's because he was the one who kicked it down there. Yeah. That's a knock on. Navuka got close. And also, we'll wait for them at Loftus. Says Charlene. So it is going to be a scrum for the Exeter Chiefs, 5 metres out from their own line. Boy, my nose is burning. Hear about the soccer in Australia today. Soccer in Australia today. Was that the A-League, Jay? I have not heard anything yet. Wellington Phoenix didn't play, did they? No. You let me know what happened, Jay. Oh, actually, I'm not going to look up the football, but I am going to look up the BBL because I know that the Perth Scorchers, they were batting first. Scorchers won by 38 runs, bowled out for 117. They're having a tough start to the season at the moment, the Sixers. Yeah, oh, you will, says Jay. Does it come on, Bulls, boys? Get bonus points. Get the 2 tries. Only 2 tries. I'll be happy if the Bulls get the bonus points. All we lose. Says, I don't know, something FIFA World Cup related, Jay? Says Sebastian. Well done, Hamish. Thanks for the commentary, says Michael. No worries at all, mate. And yeah, we've got plenty more coming in the near future, whether that is cricket, rugby, all of them. Flares, fights, pitch invasions, protest bins used as weapons for the Melbourne match. Jeez. That's not that good. Did they finish the match in the NJ, or was it like called off? Because I know there's been times in the past where like stuff starts to happen and then they actually end up saying like, nah, we're not playing the rest of the game for player safety. Did it get to that point? A Melbourne City versus Melbourne United? And not the World Cup then. Abandoned. Well, it would have to be. How far through the match did they get? They want to come on the Bulls. The time is really running out for us, says Arno. Yeah, they still need 2 more tries. They've got the ball in their back line now, though. It wasn't us, lads. Says Nate. Great run up the middle from Smith. Now gives it off to Miller Ace. They keep on calling him Stenkamp, but it is Miller Ace who has got that one. Now back across. It was the boys. I was just safe for that one. They have the advantage. Bulls take the quick tap. Running forward, not back 10 there. That's got to be an advantage. How is that back 10? And Blaze jumped back on and out. Or jumped back on out of the blue. That's how I found out on his string, says Jay Hayes there. Wait, so did he start up halfway through the match, Jay, or somewhere around there? Or early on in the match, I guess. And Bloody Victorians, I knew they're going to behave in Melbourne, says Sebastian. Now the pass on the outside. Now that will be, unfortunately, not what they needed. Although we have got that laughing face from Nate. But currently 74 minutes down in this one. Yeah, not the best pass. And a knock on from Keegan Johannes in the process. They're just trying to force a try. And so many errors coming from it. Looks like now Nassim Carr coming off the field. Hunky makes his way out there. Big clean out though. Nassim Carr actually ended up taking the shot on the chin. Looks like now Beckinsale is going to go off the field due to the injury. And I can't remember when last the Bulls have been beaten, says Birdie V. It's been a little while. I believe from what someone was saying earlier on, first South African team to actually have a loss in the Champions Cup, which is not what they would have been wanting. F-ups of an 11 and 14, says Mimini. Yeah, unfortunately, just both sides, Navuka and also Trevino Jacobs, have not gone well in this contest. I think Matthew Raynell wants to have a look at this one to see the head-on-head between Nassim Carr and one of the Exeter Chiefs players. I think it might end up as a yellow card. So is the A-League on hold or the competition go on, says Sebastian? It's a tricky one because they seem to be making a lot of mistakes with that competition at the moment. Okay. Right, here we go. Ollie Woodburn. Okay. Commentator says it's a good shot, but it's probably going to be a penalty in favour of the Bulls, maybe even a yellow card of Munster. Munster beat them, says Michael there. That is true. Munster were able to get themselves. That was their first win of the season as well, wasn't it, in the URC? It's a big shot. Nassim Carr, bomb right on the jaw. This might be a yellow. Hollywood born and also Bulls always get beaten. Hey, not Bulls anymore, only milk cows. And Bulls didn't put their best team into the Champions Cup. Does it show South Africa doesn't care about the comp? Then I wouldn't say that because I know a lot of people have been saying that South African sides are going to dominate this Champions Cup. But the problem is they don't put in their big sides. That's probably not going to be the case. Not sure at the moment, Sebastian says Nate. And also, I know that come on from Aussie, says Michael. Okay, they're checking this one first. Yeah, it's a big shot. But then they want to check this next one. I think Matthew Raynell is going to have to make a decision soon. I'm sorry, what was that? I was just checking it again. Melbourne City 1-1. Okay, so they were going decently up till that point. But yeah, it would have been a shame because that's the one that I think everyone was saying was the biggest match that was going to happen. Or Melbourne 0. Oh, okay, so Melbourne City were up by a little bit. No Bulls, not a yellow card. Bulls 1-1. No, it might be. I was going to say it was probably going to end up being a yellow card the other way. Players actually know the string of the A League just officially died. Doesn't sound good for Aussie football. Says Sebastian there. Yeah. Well, I think the A League's been in a little bit of trouble for the last little while, hasn't it? I guess now it's just coming into more, I guess, limelight. Definitely because they've had that little bit of a boost from the World Cup with the Australians doing well. Probably hoping that the competition would end up taking off quite nicely with that. But then I think it's the management side of things that they're not quite getting right. I went through a flare on the field, and then it all started. Bit of biff, says Jay, and also cricket fans. Soccer players need to slap anyway, says Gareth. Gone into touch. Another penalty, though, goes the way of the Bulls. They're 5 metres out, and they will go for the corner here. They've still got 5.5 minutes to try and get the bonus point. David Ewers, the man who got penalised for that one, was gone out. All right. This clock's taken ages to get down the last 5 to 10 minutes, hasn't it? Right, Van Rooyen, Van Sil. Throwing that one in, stolen by the Exeter Chiefs. The knock-on advantage as well against the Bulls. Just waiting for this ball to come up. I believe it is going to be the man who was on the field earlier, Maunder. He's had to come back out onto the field. That's gone high, nicely taken by Ollie Woodburn. Simmons plays half. So he might actually be the man who's come on an island versus Australia. World Cup final. And come on, Bulls, get that bonus point. Says Arno. And this game is bollocks, says Gareth. Again, waiting for it to come down. Nicely taken. A bit of a counter-act from the Exeter Chiefs, but it stays on the side of the Bulls. Trevino Jacobs with a wide cutout pass. Now a good chance here. Smith goes down. Loses his footing. Steadman, Hans, did Christ Chinza loses footing? He has to give it up in the end. He wasn't quite able to hang on to an inside ball from the Bulls. 4 minutes left on the clock. Still time. They need to make the most of these opportunities. Keegan Johannes. A short side. Oh, wow, that looked illegal. I think he was falling into it. Dad joke alert, says Sebastian there. Dad joke alert. For the bollocks one? Or did I tell a dad joke? Oh, the bull. Was it the bull in the Bulls part? Yeah, nah. That wasn't a lot of rapping from David Ewers. Yeah, they're going to have another check. Yeah, nah, there's not a lot of a rap there. I think David Ewers He might have had a good game up to this point, but I think now he's going to be going to the bin for the final few minutes. Bullocks. Ah, I see it now. Fair play. But a big shot. Boom. Yeah, that's probably almost a red as well. Been quite a lot of intent behind that shot from Ewers. Oh, he might hit him on the arm and then bring it up a little bit. Gareth, don't knock soccer because you can't play or qualify, says Michael there. I think his head whips because of the impact, says the English commentator. I think there's going to be a yellow card, or at least a penalty anyway. It should be. I see, that's the thing. The way the law book's written, because that player's gone like this to try and stop himself from getting smacked in the face, he's actually helped Ewers out there, which shouldn't be the case. If you're going to connect with a guy's head just because he puts a hand up to protect his face, shouldn't mean he gets away with it. Does that make sense? All right, now still checking this one. Yeah, the last 10 minutes of this one has been about the last 30 minutes or so of this game. Oh, I remember why I had that couch. I've been slouching badly on this one. We're going to be back to the couch for the cricket tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be a little bit more laid back and casual. That way we can have some guests throughout the day as well. They've looked at this 15 times. They need to make a decision. Okay, we can't actually hear Matthew Raynell. Looks like it's going to be at least a yellow. What's it going to be? We're not seeing a rear card offence, but it still will be a yellow. And also their fans do it for me, apparently. And also Chiefs carving up out there here. Had a very good game, but now that they're down to 14, does that give the Bulls the half chance? They still need 2 tries in 3 minutes, which on paper should be almost near impossible. But they'll be able to use this one straight into the corner, look for a rolling maul, and perhaps they try and build from there. Although Bulls on the spit, says Gareth, and also slouching back on that couch must be a dream. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic, I tell you. Like, just leaning on it without me sitting here like this. It's fantastic. Almost stolen by the Exeter Chiefs, but the Bulls get it back. They're only 2 meters out from the line now. Around the side, there's going to be Sebastian Lombard. Another one around the side, Nkomorka. And close, yeah, just phase after phase, 5 meters out. Exeter Chiefs trying to steal that ball. It looks like, oh, they almost gave it away. Yes, they do. The Bulls drop it again. Jeez, that's been bad today from the Bulls. Unfortunately, every chance they've had, they've either dropped the ball or they've had a handling error that has been costing them. It just seems to be that it's not working. Like they've said, the offload's not necessary. And does that make them the Chiefs? Says Gareth. Errors. We're seeing 14 handling errors from the Bulls compared to the 6 at Exeter. Even that 6 from Exeter is relatively high for a game of rugby. And then you consider that the Bulls have had double that and a few more. It's really why they are struggling in this matchup. But now only another 100 seconds left on the board now. Those seconds are counting down every single, second. That's how time works. Gonna be Sam Simmons about to put the ball in. The front rows aren't quite getting that one right. Chiefs strategically maybe using up a few more seconds just to slow it down a bit more. Have we seen Jack Noel in this game? I think we've seen him like twice. I wonder, why doesn't Jack Noel tattoo his elbows? Because he's got tattoos everywhere other than that little tiny, it's hard to do in a mirror, but that point there. So are you not allowed to do that? Could you please change the name? I've said or anything. I thought this was over with, says Garrett. It has been about a 3-month thing, hasn't it? I was Amish. Thank you for the stream, brother. Unlucky Bulls. Says 30V, that's going to be another scrum reset. Only another 40 seconds now. Hey, viewers. He's got star of the match, even though did just get sent to the bin for the yellow card. He has still managed to get himself 20 carries. Most of any players in the game or the Exeter Chiefs side. And also Bulls handling butter, says Eli. Yeah, just nothing sticking, unfortunately, for them. And thank you for the stream, brother. Unlucky Bulls, says Birdie V. Yeah, hopefully they come back stronger in their next game. 3 seconds left. The Exeter Chiefs, once they get this ball in, the siren will be sounding. It's gone down. They're going to have to do another scrum reset. Yeah, they are just saying David Ewers over the loudspeaker in 2023. Maybe Gareth will change the name of his restaurant, says Nate. 20 seconds left. It looks like Leinster versus Storm's final. With Leinster by smile or by a mile, says Michael. Oh, it is always hard to tell. Beautiful thing about the Champions Cup is games of rugby always tend to surprise us in this competition. And I think we're going to even have that later on tonight. We get to see some exciting stuff taking place as well. Cheers for the stream, mate, says Sebastian. No worries at all. So we will be back tomorrow for South Africa versus Australia. We'll get that one scheduled some stage in the relatively near future. Looks like the Exeter Chiefs. Simmons puts it back into the pocket, kicked into touch, and that will be the end of the match. 44 points to 14. A comfortable win for the Exeter Chiefs there over the Vodacom Bulls. A very impressive performance from the home side, the Chiefs. But nonetheless, do thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, we are going to have that match up tomorrow, taking place the second day of South Africa versus Australia. And also, cheers, Hamish. I'll pop in sometime tomorrow to see the progress they'll take here. But you too, mate. Yeah, let's see whether or not we're still this red come tomorrow. Hopefully, well, we are going to be, aren't we? And Zola Boss Sweet. See you later today. And cheers, brother. Cheers, BDB. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all for the next one.